Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. And I thought that this would be a perfect time to do a specific show to give or to shine light on the One Day Cup champions. A massive achievement was happened recently for the Cape Town based side. Me being a Cape Town boy as well, it was really awesome to be able to witness a victory like this from a South African point of view, from a Western Province point of view. It's been a long time since we've seen some silverware in Western Province and in Cape Town. So this is a massive historical moment. And today we're going to be interviewing or having a conversation with two of the guys that starred in the final, but also throughout the tournament have done really well. And I think it's the perfect setting for us to be able to chat and find out what went right this season so far in the One Day Cup. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos as well, especially if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed quite yet. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. If you want to see us continue doing what we are doing here, and see us continue doing these shows as well as the magazine, then you must become a patron today. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. Your patronage is obviously needed for us to continue doing what we're doing here at Cricket Fanatics Magazine. Then smash the like button, comment, and share as you enter. And go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's interviews, discussions. Prefer a conversation rather than interviews, but let's get straight into today's show. Looking forward to discussing various things with these two players that we are bringing on the show today. Good evening. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine, and this is your exclusive interview. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin, and today I'm joined with Carl VERREYNNE, Abdallah BAYOUMY. A brilliant opportunity here to speak to two players that really did exceptionally well this season. Obviously, the captain of Western Province and a youngster that is coming onto the scene, and kind of, you could say, like Mika Richards burst onto the scene now as a young 18-year-old, as a youngster in the team. So, first and foremost, welcome to the show, guys. Really awesome achievement. I'm going to start with Carl, and just have a quick discussion with you first because I know that you have limited time today. We were supposed to have Mkhrali Mapungwan on the show today, but he couldn't make it because of load shedding. So unfortunately, we are hit with those type of things in South Africa, and we have to get kind of used to it. Um, but Skal, first and foremost, it's the first trophy for Western Province in 8 years. I mean, first and foremost, please just tell me what that feeling was like and what was going through you when you guys lifted that trophy. Amazing achievement, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit emotional. I think I sort of signed my first contract, so I made my debut, I think the year after the last trophy. So for the last sort of 8 years, I've been part of the team that's sort of been trying to win trophies, and we haven't really got across the line. So yeah, I think to sort of be part of that journey, end of the way, and then to finally get a trophy now, it's really special. We've put in a lot of hard work. Not only this season, but I think in the last 2 or 3 years, myself, Snakes, Tony, when he was captain, Pani, I think all of us have put a lot of work to try and get the team into place. And yeah, it's so rewarding to see that we've now got a trophy cabinet. Yeah, just really proud and happy that we could do that.
Because you've obviously gone through a couple of cycles, different players, different teams, coming in as a younger player, then mid, and then now obviously he's still young, but a more senior player now, obviously with more responsibility, being the captain. And you've gone through now a few coaches, different mentalities, different personalities, different team environments, as well as different styles of cricket. Can you maybe talk to me about this particular team, the coach, the environment, the players? What sets you guys ahead of, or what makes you guys different to the other teams you've been a part of to obviously help you finally get over the line?
Um, I don't. It's difficult to say there's anything different. I think it's just a lot of hard work over the last couple of years. When a union goes through a period where they win so many trophies like the Cobras and Western Province did, there's always going to be that sort of transition when new guys start coming in. And I think when I started playing, there was like an influx of a lot of younger guys, and we sort of, we lost like PT, we lost Pato, we lost a lot of the internationals. Vern, those guys weren't really playing too much anymore. So um, I think it just took us a lot of quite a long time to sort of find our identity as a team and sort of create a good environment. And I think, yeah, this season it just seems to have all clicked. It's not really anything that we've changed or anything that we've tried to do differently. I think it's just been a process of, figuring out what sort of cricket we want to play, what type we want to try and create, and sort of how we want to go about things. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of guys buy into that, and it seems to have sort of clicked over the last year. So, yeah, I don't really think too much has changed. Yeah, it's more just a process that's sort of starting to finally come together. We sort of, yeah, I think we understand now how we want to go about things, and I think we're in quite a good place at the moment.
So before in the press conference, you were quite calm, you were quite confident in the team's in ability and what you guys achieved. Obviously, going unbeaten in this tournament, of course, throughout until the final. Obviously, winning the finals while you guys have won every single game. But it wasn't the greatest of starts for you. Obviously, being batting first, there was a collapse, and this is a conversation I've had with you before when I've asked you um or how do you manage to always perform when you lose wickets. There's a lot of times in different formats where you've come into games where there's 4 down, 5 downs, whatever the case may be, and you manage to always get yourself out of that. What motivated you this time? Obviously in a different capacity. You told me back then, um because people expect you to fail at this time when there's wickets that have fallen. There's no pressure. There's not as much pressure. Everybody expects it, so you can just go out there. But now
Yeah.
you're the captain. You made the statements you made. Was there pressure this time around? And how did you motivate yourself to pull off such an amazing 100?
It's probably one of the first times I sort of did feel a little bit of pressure. But at the same time, there was such a calmness about the way myself and Porples went about it. The message that I gave to the guys sort of at the start of the season, and then just a reminder before the final was, it sounds silly, but we speak about the guy that's like at the side of the street at the robot begging for food, or the guy that's homeless and trying to make his life sort of work or whatever. Like for me, and that's the message that I try to get across. That's like a pressure situation. You don't know if you're going to have food on the table in the evening. You don't know where you're going to sleep. Like that's pressure. But for us to be playing professional cricket, to be playing in a final at Newlands, like that's not really pressure. Like, yeah, there's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of excitement and stuff, but there's no real pressure on us. If we win the game, great, it's going to be an awesome achievement. But if we lose, we're still going to go home to our family, our friends, our loved ones, and live our lives. So it's not really, sounds a bit stupid, I suppose, but that's sort of that we've used, sort of see pressure a little bit differently. And then, yeah, I think, like I said, it's been a process over the last couple of years of getting the team into a right space. And I think the way we played throughout the tournament, we dominated every game. I think we almost got a bonus point in every single game that we played. So yeah, when myself and Paul were in a tricky situation in the final, I think we were both so relaxed because we've been so brilliant over the course of the season that just because we're now in a tricky situation, it's not like we don't have what it takes or anything like that. I think it was just a matter of taking a step back, looking at the situation, and just slowing things down. And I think that's what we did. Like I said, we've dominated the whole season. There's no reason why.
I don't know if he's stuck on your side. I think he's just frozen. Carlos is frozen. Okay, cool. Did you get a phone call? I just can't hear you at the moment. Are you on mute? Maybe I'm not sure. Nothing. Can you just try? Maybe you can just try to log back in again because there's no sound coming from your side. He's just got to look at it. Okay, I'm gonna kick you from the studio, Carl. Just try to log back in again. Just try to log back in again. I'll speak to Abdallah for now. Cool. I was going to talk to you next anyway, so this is a perfect segment. We spoke behind the scenes before you made your Western Promise debut, and we obviously spoke about a lot of things off the record. So now it's your time on the record now in front of the camera to talk to me. Talk to me about this experience for you. At your you did exceptionally well. I heard a lot of muttering in the crowd and maybe in the media box as well, asking questions about who is this guy, where did he come from, etc. Because people weren't necessarily always sure about your history and where you've come from. I mean, I obviously spoke to the coach as well to get some more insight
Okay.
about you. Yeah, Carl's back. So I want to know what this was like for you. This experience was like for you. I mean, to come into a team, these guys have been playing for the Proteas, etc. Some of them, some experienced guys. These youngsters. How was the environment for you as a new cricketer coming into the format and this environment?
It's obviously a really special feeling. Coming into an environment when the team is playing well and they're winning, it's obviously comforting for you to play your game. And when they're backing you and always making you feel comfort, it's really easy to get in there and play your game. There's no stress in the world. The team is playing well and the team is winning. And I mean, to think 3 years ago I was watching him on TV, and now I'm sharing a dressing room with him. It's obviously really special.
That transition for you, what made it so easy for these guys? I know they can be some of them can be jokers, some of them are quite serious. So what makes it easy for you to get along with these guys? And I know the captain's listening in, but don't feel the pressure. You can be honest.
They're always making jokes, so you can just be yourself. Even if some people think they're being serious because they have a serious face while they're doing it, but it's just banter, and you can just have a laugh and enjoy it with him.
Yeah. So do you feel that having an environment where you can get along with them, because not I mean, generally speaking, you're not always going to get everybody's jokes. Sometimes some people have different types of humor. We know Carl is quite a dry humor. So so when it comes to getting along with the guys in the dressing room, how important is that for your performance personally? Or are you a type of guy that can drown out the noise and just focus on your own game to get the best out of yourself?
There is times where I would switch off and I would try and focus, but other than that, I like listening to them banter about each other. It's not really towards me. It's usually Kyle and Simmons or Peters. They're always having a go at each other, and it's funny to watch from across the room.
Yeah, awesome. Um, Carl, did you try was it a conscious decision to try and make youngsters feel comfortable within the dressing room from you as a captain's point of view?
Yeah, I think it's a weird one because you don't wanna go speak to the young guys and sort of, I don't know. I'm someone that your actions are louder than your words. So yeah, just joking around the guys and sort of making them feel like they're not left out. For me, those things are really important. I think be someone that's going to have long chats with you. I'm not going to you know welcome you into the team in that way. But I don't know if Dilla felt this way, but like with himself, Shuan when he's been there, you just try and make sure that they're still a part of when we banter. You just make sure that they're sort of involved in that. When we're taking the piss out of each other, then if the younger guys are sort of included and laughing with us, that just makes them feel a lot more comfortable and it sort of relaxes them. I think, when I came into the team, there's a couple of serious guys, but I remember like someone like Dane Pitt always had a laugh, and that sort of, when you're laughing with the senior guys and you're sharing jokes and you're sort of having a good time with them off the field and that training and stuff, when you're on the field, you tend to just relax and think, you know what, This isn't a senior guy. This isn't my captain. This isn't Bedders, who's a superstar or whatever. It's just another guy that I've been having fun with week in and week out, and it sort of just relaxes you. So that's sort of the environment that we've tried to create. Yeah, I'd like to think it's working so far. So yeah, I think it's something that we'll continue to try and do.
Okay, that's awesome. Abdallah, I want to ask you a little bit about your game and how you've obviously transformed it at all. Have you kept it? Have you kept your style of play? Have you just trusted your own game in this tournament, or did you have conversations with the coach, players, to try and get more tips on how you can improve your game to transition so easily into this team? I mean, your role alone is quite a difficult role to play. Some games you might not it might not come off. Some games it will. I mean, playing that finisher role is quite a difficult task because you're coming into a situation that is that you can't really prepare for always. But how did you prepare yourself as a player for the season to be ready for this Western Province team, knowing the stars you have around you, knowing the level of cricketers that you have around you?
I did ask a lot of the players for tips and the coaches and the way we prepare in the nets. You see, our team, we play a different brand of cricket, and I just try to match it every time I come to the field. Obviously, there will be a situation where you have to change the way you play, and you can take it further later on in the game.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, we're going to get into some of the questions in the live chat, and because there have been a couple that they've asked about. We've got Kulthum Adam that says, Abdallah, what inspired you to follow cricket as a career?
I grew up, and my uncle, he brought me into the game, and there was just a time in life where I had to choose between soccer and cricket, and I think my gut just told me cricket. But there was a time where they bowled the guy against his head and he passed away, and then I wanted to
Flip.
quit cricket because of that, because I was bang. And then I got a call to say I made the under 11 province team or something, and then I just tried to do it every single year after that. And after that, I fell in love with the game.
Dula,
Wow,
must just fantastic decision not to go with soccer, because your warm ups, your football. That's a good.
Yes.
Okay, Carl, I don't know. We've had a whole history on you on this channel already, so we're not going to go into that question for you. Wackers wants to know, what are your thoughts on the Proteas' performances in the World Cup?
Yeah, they've been really good. I think that they've been fine. I was a little bit nervous about the bowlers, to be honest. I mean, the top six batters, when they went to the tournament, you thought could probably be the best in the competition, which they've proved to be. But I think I was a little bit nervous about the bowlers. Obviously, with Anna not there, that sort of role I think is quite important in one-day cricket. I mean, we've got Andre who does a similar sort of role. So to miss out on someone like him, I thought was going to be a massive loss. But I think the way Gerald stepped up, and even Plunk, the way he's bowling at the moment, has been incredible. So, yeah, I think they're doing really nicely. I don't know. There's a good feeling about this World Cup. Hopefully they can get across the line. I think they're pretty much got a semi-final guaranteed now. And yeah, I think if we can get over that hurdle and make the final, I'm pretty sure we'll end up winning. So yeah, it's quite exciting to watch. We've seen what rugby's done for this country. So if the Proteas can go and do something similar, I think it'll be massive, not only for our country, but I think our game needs it. And yeah, I think it will be really, really good.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to get Carl's questions in first because he's going to have to leave soon. So I'm going to ask this. Let me just ask this ones at the bottom first. Sadiq says, hey Carl, well done on a great one-day cup. I just wanted to ask regarding your goals in that format. Looking at the Proteas middle order and couple of backups that are ahead of you, do you see yourself as an opener?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've opened a little bit in the past, under 19. I've opened in a couple of ODIs. So it's definitely not something that I wouldn't want to do. I think my best position is probably batting at 3 or 4. So if I had a choice, that's where I'd want to stay. But I mean, if there's an opportunity opening, it's definitely something that I'd be willing to do. But yeah, like I said, 3 and 4 is probably where I'm at my best. So if I could stay there, that would be ideal.
Okay, awesome. BG3 says, Carl and Abdallah, any area in SA's domestic pitches or facilities that you feel CSA should look on for the betterment of cricket to improve, or maybe I think that's what he means. So, I mean, Carl's freezing again. Yeah, Carl's freezing again. Okay, Abdallah, do you feel that there's any improvements maybe from a CSA perspective that they can do with regards to pitches, etc., or venues from now
All the
playing around the
pitches we
country?
played on this campaign has been good.
Okay.
Yeah, I played around the country once, and yeah,
All the pitches are good. And your
it is
thoughts?
good.
Yeah, Carl, and your thoughts? Anything with regards to pitches or facilities that you feel CSA could improve for the betterment of cricket?
No, I think every wicket that we played on this for the batters looked very, very flat. So we have.
You're happy. I don't know why you asked the question. I get youth. Anyway, there's another one from Sadiq. Carl, I know that is not up to you, but as you are being picked at the auction for SA20, is there still any chance of us watching you play in New Zealand?
That is a very good question. Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, as far as I know, I won't be going to New Zealand. Yeah, I mean, I think it's been pretty well covered in the media. If you in a SA20 team, you are going to be in South Africa over that period of time, and no one that's in the SA20 will be going to New Zealand. So unless anything changes or there's any further conversations, my understanding is that I won't be going to New Zealand. No.
Okay, cool, awesome. Abdallah, there are a couple of questions for you now. First and foremost, that is, what type of bowling do you prefer batting against?
I prefer pace on the ball.
Okay.
I don't
I
really
wanna.
like slow bowling.
You don't like slow bowling, okay? What I wanna ask you actually, which is something that I'd like to know. We've seen in this World Cup now, obviously being a 50 over World Cup, okay, maybe not you when you come in at that stage, when the ball is like swinging around, etc. You don't get to maybe experience that a hell of a lot, unless there's a massive collapse. So, is there any work on with regards to different types of bowling that you've gone through now that you've experienced and learned about, particularly playing against spin, particularly playing against the slower delivery, maybe how to approach the Yorker and still be effective. Maybe if the ball is reverse swinging later on in the day, how to play that. What have you learned from with regards to facing different type of bowlers?
You don't really need to change much with anything. I mean, if you're hitting at the depth, you maybe will just stand deeper in your crease, but there's not much you change for reverse swing and swing. It's just maybe your guards for different like spinners, leg spinners, or spinners. It's not really much you can change, in my
Okay.
opinion, for me.
Okay. So Dick says, Carl, we saw most teams, and especially Western Province, are keen on playing aggressive, positive brand of cricket. Is there any instruction from the DOC or maybe the coach, the national coaches, to play a modern brand to all the teams?
I'll be honest, we never sat down and had a discussion to say that we want to play this brand. I think we just got to our pre-season, went to Patron, and I don't know, for some reason, guys just started whacking it, and we just sort of continued doing it. Our whole pre-season, we've been, playing very aggressively in the nets and stuff, and it just sort of continued through the season. So, as a team, we never really sat down and said that's the type of style that we want to play. But I do know that the DOC and Rob Walter, the coach of the one day side, I know that they've got a brand that they're trying to follow, and that's more on the positive side. So yeah, it's definitely. I think you'll definitely see over the next 2 or 3 seasons in white ball cricket, in domestic stuff, that teams are looking to be a lot more aggressive and take a lot more risk, because I do know that that's the message that's coming from the top, that's the sort of cricket that they want to see. So yeah, to answer your question, wouldn't say there's been any instructions, but it's definitely the message that's coming down, that's the type of cricket that you need to be playing if you're going to want to make the step up.
Okay, awesome. That's the final couple of questions. We've got a cool thing that wants to know from Abdallah. How do you feel after winning the One Day Cup?
It's obviously a really good feeling. I don't I don't really know what else to feel. It's a good feeling. To be a youngster in a team like that, it's really special to me, and I enjoyed the whole campaign. It was lovely.
Mhm. And second question is, are you ready for the 4-day cricket matches? Has there been conversations with you about regarding the 4-day scene? We know that this team is um, quite experienced. They have a hell of a lot of 4-day cricketers in the side. You yourself haven't really been exposed to 4-day cricket. Has there been a conversation at least to prepare you for 4-day cricket
Yeah,
or
the
plan?
bowling coach and the coach did prepare me, but if there is a chance that I play, I will always be ready.
Hmm. Awesome. Okay, Carl, this is a question for you about Abdallah with regards to that before you have to leave. What do you guys do? Because we know that youngsters aren't exposed to red ball cricket. It's a well-known fact around the country at the moment that's the case. How do US players try to prepare them for a future possible opportunity? Because there might be an injury and then someone youngster needs to come into the team. So, um, like, how do you go about it to try and get them prepared as a player?
I mean, I think years ago we had 2-day cricket and stuff at club level, which was ideal. And then there's also like the semi-pro side was perfect for younger guys coming in, but I mean we don't have that anymore. So I think you just sort of use your, I don't know, whatever competition they're able to play in. I mean, Dilla did really nicely in the One Day Cup now, and I think he's shown enough to sort of give an indication to us that he is ready to play red ball cricket. But I think it's also important to give these guys chances in a team that sort of knows what they're about. So, like you said, our 4-day team is really strong at the moment. But I think that's also quite a good thing for the younger guys, because if someone like Dula or Juan or Value, if they step into that side, it's not like they need to perform straight away. We've got such a good group of guys around them, and that sort of just gives them an opportunity to grow. So, yeah, I think ideally you'd still want to have semi-pro cricket where guys can develop their red ball game, but that obviously isn't available at the moment. So I think it's just important about not throwing them into the deep end. Sort of giving them game time when there's opportunities, but not, like I said, not throwing them into the deep end, making sure that they slowly sort of get into the team and understand their game that way. In a way, I think it's better. I think you learn better on the job when you're playing and you're in the starting lineup and you're getting game time. I think you learn a lot faster. So yeah, I think that's something that we'll try and do whenever there's an opportunity in this 4-day campaign.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so guys, that's all we have for you today. Thanks a lot, Abdallah. Thanks a lot, Carl, for coming on the show today and giving us this exclusive. Don't forget to do all the things that I've asked you. Obviously, subscribe and click the notification bell, etc. Also, go to cricketfanaticsmag.com, download the magazine, etc. That's all important if you guys can do that. But thanks a lot for everybody for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Peace out, everyone.